Some good stories, bad stories, ugly stories in the news. Man in Northern California, Chris Sandberg, used to love to go to Taco Bell. Constantly. He would always buy something called the grilled stuffed nacho. Stuffed is spelled S-T-U-F-T. Have you ever had it or heard of the item?
Never heard of it.
BB Shea is a big foodie.
Yeah.
You like Taco Bell?
I love Taco Bell.
My daughter loves Taco Bell. The other day when I mentioned, you remember she gave my wife for Mother's Day a billboard. It was about 3 miles from a Taco Bell. I mean, literally my wife's face was up on a billboard that we all took pictures of. So we stood for 20 minutes, took pictures of my wife's face on the billboard. And my daughter said, well, since we're this close to Taco Bell.
And since I did something nice.
Yeah.
Smart.
Master manipulator.
Yeah, she doesn't. Well, this item at Taco Bell was only there for a limited time, and they discontinued it 7 years ago. It is a triangle-shaped quesadilla stuffed with beef, sauce, sour cream, and tortilla strips, all inside of a triangle-shaped quesadilla.
There's tortilla strips inside the quesadilla.
Inside. And by the way, this guy, Chris Sandberg, said, that's what set it apart. That was it.
The crunch inside.
That's right.
They're all about the crunch at Taco Bell.
Correct. They discontinued the item, pulled it 7 years ago, never brought it back. For 5 years, Chris Sandberg would go into the restaurant at least 3 times a week and say, can you please bring back the grilled stuff tonight?
What'd they say behind the counter?
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
I just started here yesterday. I'm 16.
That's right.
Some perplexed kid looking at the cash register. No, it's not on here. There's not a button for that.
Chris said, he diligently said, I want the grilled stuffed nacho back. And he never got it. Still to this day, it is off the menu.
Yeah.
He has written to Taco Bell headquarters. He has gone to the website. He has protested. He has asked time and time again to get this back. Though he still enjoys Taco Bell, he says there's nothing like the stuffed nacho, which is what he loves. So he made the decision 17 months ago that every single day he would do a workout as a protest and post it on his social media. He would work out to protest that Taco Bell didn't have the stuffed nacho. His handle on his social media is @stuffednacho. And he has not convinced Taco Bell to do anything. In fact, he's not gotten even one response from Taco Bell headquarters. And the people behind the counter don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
No, I mean, he's doing it all wrong. You've got to social media this thing.
Well, he's putting the workout on social media every day.
No, but you got to put the pressure on the menu through Twitter.
Okay, right. First video was posted in January of last year. He's been at it ever since. He's done a workout every day. Now, here's the good news. He's lost 87 pounds because of the workout. And he told his story.
I thought they got rid of it too soon. Like when I discovered the grilled stuffed nacho, I think it was the last week it was on the menu. When I had it, because they made me one, I was like, is this not going to be as good as I remember it? Like, it's been a lot of buildup. It was better than I even remember. I got to say it.
He's had one in the last 17 months because he told him, here's what's in it. They made him one. He said, it's better than he remembered. He started at 275 pounds. He's now down to 187.
Wow.
So he's lost all that weight. And
by trying to hurt Taco Bell.
Yes,
and helped himself.
Out of spite. It's spite weight loss, which is my favorite kind of weight loss. That's what I'm going to do to my son. I told you I'm going to be thinner than he is.
Never.
One of these days.
Yeah.
Never.
One of these days.
How tall is your boy now?
I'm going to call him Fatty. He's not that tall. He's under 6 feet. 5'11",
he's under 6?
5'11", something like that. He's
got a few years to go up.
Well, he keeps waiting for the growth spurt. He's 17. I mean, and he's...
Yeah, the big growing might be done by now. Might get another inch.
That's what I thought. I'm thinking exactly. The big growing might be better. Might be done by now. I don't know. The journey continues for the gentleman who tries to get the grilled
What's his
stuff
workout? Just home stuff? The gym?
Does
or
it at home.
weights, cardio?
Home where
What do we know?
he does an hour of treadmill and then he lifts weights every day.
Runs past Taco Bell and gives it the finger.
Gives it the finger.
Now, that'd be more interesting.
Yeah,
if
that
he
would
could-
be funny.
What's the work?
If he could do that,
Every
running
day.
past the Taco Bell with the sign, put that on social
every
media.
day.
Yes, exactly. That's the good story. Bad story, also from California. Couple came home from vacation to find birds in their home. You may have seen this. They are going national here pretty quickly. As it wasn't just a few birds. It was a group of swallows in nearly every single room of their house in Redding, California. Apparently, they came back from a trip to Sacramento, and found hundreds of them inside their house. Gary and Patty Reitmeyer, they were getting in through the chimney.
They come through the chimney.
Yes, and had roosted there. Reitmeyer's neighbor said, "We noticed the birds up there, but we didn't say anything." Apparently, the neighbors went in to feed their cat and saw dozens of birds inside the home. So they called the Reitmeyers, and the Reitmeyers said, "Well, I'm sure everything will be okay." They were 2 or 3 days in getting home, and now there are hundreds inside. I mean,
They don't know how to get out.
Right, and the guy's talking about it.
Where's the cat?
Yeah, why isn't the cat taking care of this?
Can we stop feeding your cat? There's birds everywhere.
There's issue.
Yeah,
They're
the
very
cat
full.
should be.
Good point. This is the couple.
As we pulled up, we were thinking, well, 20 birds or so is no big deal. We opened the door, and it was like an Alfred Hitchcock movie. There were birds flying everywhere. I mean, it was crazy. We were ducking and dodging. I was grabbing a handful of birds. I grabbed maybe 3 of them, or 3 or so at a time. Can't get all that bird stuff out of the furniture.
Ugh.
So all of the furniture is gone, all of the carpet is gone, the blinds are gone, everything.
They had to call Serve Pro, which is that group that
Yeah.
comes in, like after you've gone through something like this.
Is this something that, I hate to bring it up, especially with Weather Dave in the room, does insurance cover this?
Ooh, good question.
I mean, they've got to
No.
replace, it sounds like, almost everything.
No, they're not going to help you.
They're talking for.
Hey, didn't have your dampener closed on your chimney. That's what they'll say.
Didn't you hear that? Isn't there a song about the swallows returning? I mean, that
The Capistrano.
Capistrano.
That's right there in Northern
That's
California.
right there.
And they should know better.
Now, Dave, I have a dear friend who's an insurance agent.
I know who he is.
It hurts him, and it hurts Kelly when you say stuff like
it
this.
hurts him more than you know.
Well, I don't want to hurt him.
You're hurting him.
Well, honesty's
You're hurting him.
honesty's the policy.
He could sell you a policy. He told me.
Oh, I know his
he
policies.
told me. He's
I'm well aware of his
I've
policies.
got a great policy anytime Dave's ready.
I know.
He's a dear friend.
Nobody reads through those things.
He advertises out at the pickleball court, so his face is always over mine, looking down at me. He's got his posters out everywhere, and his face is always.
When you're
Insurance-
mid-serve, you see it.
Yes, even when he's not there, he's
Insurance lawyers and realtors
looking
want their
down
pictures on there.
That's right. He got his picture on there. They're saying $40,000 in damage. They've gotten rid of all the carpet, all the furniture to be cleaned,
All the birds out.
all of that. And I'm reading the last line of the article. The Reitmeyers have learned that homeowners insurance will not cover this bizarre. Will not cover.
Why?
Because they don't cover the house.
They're in.
There's no bird policy?
Yes, exactly. There's no, you have to buy a rider for it.
Their insurance provider, and I won't mention the name, but it's one of the big ones. Okay. Like a good neighbor.
Said, go to hell.
They said that they have an exclusion on their policy in regards to birds.
Of course they do.
Yeah, you forgot to initial here where it said
Yeah, right down here where it says
bird
anything,
infestation.
anything of the aviary family, other mammals, reptiles, we don't
Lord.
cover that.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Yeah, now see, if giraffes had gotten in, you're covered.
Yeah, if you got a giraffe, a platypus,
Wildebeests, you're good.
elephants. It says elephants will be fine.
Golden
yeah.
eagles,
Golden-
you're good.
Now, these birds are not covered, so they are not paying the claim, which would be upwards of $40,000.
dang.
Now, what could
That's on
happen
you.
is some of their friends could start a GoFundMe.
GoFundMe. Gotta be, don't you think?
I feel bad for the guys.
Oh, I do too. That's awful. And it all through the chimney, apparently. But I wonder what drew them in, because you'd think it would happen more often. I mean, what in the world?
Well, that's a migrating species. Maybe they just stop.
They
and
look for places.
Look for warm.
That's like the things they go in a lot of chimneys. You see them in chimneys, but they're not always that. They're those chimney swifts. That's what
Oh,
they're
yes.
called.
Oh, yeah.
People think they're bats at
Yeah.
night flying around, but they're those chimney swifts sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
That just,
We used to have those when I was a kid.
yeah, they look for the chimney to go in. There's something about it.
That's right. It's an animal story as well. And it's a bad story turned good. Julie Thompson woke up in her bed 4 a.m. 4 days ago, and she sleeps with 4 dogs. Okay? She and her husband sleep with 4 dogs. I know. We sleep with 1 dog. It's difficult.
You king size?
We're king. We're king, and our dog is small. She sleeps with 4 dogs, and in the middle of the night, her dog started licking her in the face, and she was nuzzling up next to the dog. Well, her husband had to get up to use the bathroom, and when he flipped on the light, she looked at the dog and said, Whose dog is this? It was not their dog.
Ah.
She screamed.
When you have so many.
She screamed. There are 5 of them there now. And she screamed. And it was a larger dog.
Extra.
And she was hugging on the dog, and the dog was licking her, and she looked at the dog right in the face. It's a picture. Looked at the dog right in the face and said, "You're not my dog." And the husband said, "My God, that's not our dog." He had accidentally left the back door ajar.
And the dog climbed in bed
came
with them?
in and got in bed with them. Now, here's how it turns good.
Who leaves back doors open at night?
His accident. He said, I thought I had closed it, and the door literally was open.
What part of the world is this?
This was in Tennessee.
And what's wrong with the other 4 dogs? They didn't go nuts?
No, I guess not. I guess the
Is it
dog.
a neighborhood dog?
I guess.
wonder.
Well, the dog was lost. The dog lived 2 miles away, and the woman went onto her social media and said, "We found a lost dog, and
It's in our bed. Come get it."
It had gotten it had gone 2 miles, and so the owner of the dog did come forward and say, "We've been looking for her for 3 days, and she's gone." Dog's name is Nala, and now the dog is back where it's supposed to be. But it's a larger dog. It was a mixed breed, but it was like an old hound dog up in her face. And she woke up and said, "We don't have a hound dog." And yet it was right
They're not
there.
ours.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
Couldn't sleep with 5 dogs would be rough.
Oh, God, no.
That would be tough.
Kelly, does your animal sleep all night, or does it wake up?
Sometimes
Intermittently.
it wakes up intermittently. Usually, though, all night. That dog will sleep pretty well. Now, when I get up and go, she wags her tail, and I give her a little belly.
Mm-hmm. And she gets in your spot after you leave.
Oh, yes. Give the wife a little belly. Give the dog a little belly. All right, I'm off to work. They all wish me well. But she sleeps a lot. She sleeps very well, actually. But I don't like it, intimacy. There's, when we're trying to be intimate.
Oh, yeah. You gotta shut the door.
Well,
shut them out.
The dog will start barking, and the kids are like, "What's going on?"
Bam, 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 bam.
Why is the dog outside your bedroom?
Can we let the dog in? She's barking.
It's a huge issue. And then, of course, when the dog's in the room, that.
Eddie, another minute.
Well, sometimes.
Does she look up at you? Are you about finished?
Of course. It's a terrible. And then sometimes, I told you once that I felt her nose on my backside.
Your wife?
I wish.
Nobody said this can't be fun.
It's terrible, So that's when is the most struggle is during intimacy.
Yeah, well, the dogs, they don't know.
They have no idea. They have no idea. Ugly story. Jason Oxentile was a teacher's aide and athletic director at a middle school, rural North Carolina. He's done something dumb. When B.B. Shea was talking the other day, and Biggie always tells us about how a coach at a school will often get you to do things for them. We were talking about this.
They're supposed to be teaching social studies, and they have you do stuff with the football team.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You had this.
I was a victim of it from time to time. Yeah, but I wasn't mad about it.
Right. Neither was Biggie.
No.
Biggie went and picked up his guys dry cleaning.
Yeah.
And got a C in gym.
Yep.
Or a B minus.
Exactly. And let's face it,
I mean, come on.
he didn't earn that.
I think we all know.
Well, this was bad. 2 Fridays ago, this guy, Oxentile, needed his truck moved from the back of the building to the front, and he was too busy to do it, so he asked his 8th grade student, who is only 14 and is unidentified, to move his truck and said, "I trust you," and gave him the keys. And when the kid was moving the truck, he or she lost control and crashed into 3 school buses, doing $6,500 worth of damage.
Oh, no.
Kid wasn't injured. Teacher got fired for that.
Yeah.
As you can imagine. They had to fix the buses.
This close to the end of the year.
I know exactly. And the teacher actually said,
I'm dumb. I'm so dumb.
that is stupid. I mean, even if kid
Although, had I been 14, I would have said, I'll move it.
probably jumped at it. Kid probably jumped
Did
at
they
it.
have to call the cops?
They did. Well, they had to report it to their insurance.
Here comes
We don't
Jake
cover
from
buses.
State Farm.
Hey, we don't cover buses.
Because of a strange exclusion in the policy.
Yeah.
Buses are left uncovered,
Yes.
unfortunately.
Or children under 16.
Yeah, you can't.
We don't cover that.
They're not covered.